Let's be real, the heater is the absolute heartbeat of your sauna. It is the single most critical choice you're going to make. So today, we're diving deep into one of the most talked about brands out there, HUUM. The question is, are these absolutely stunning Estonian heaters just pretty faces, or is the performance actually worth all the hype? Let's break it down.
This quote from an industry insider just perfectly frames the whole debate. Harvia is the Toyota of sauna heaters, no surprises, just works. HUUM is the Tesla, gorgeous, innovative, but you've got to be a little more hands-on. I mean, that just brilliantly sets up the core choice we're exploring, right? Proven, bulletproof reliability versus beautiful, high-performance innovation.
So where did this Tesla of sauna heaters even come from? Well, it all started with a problem. For decades, most sauna heaters were just, well, they were boring metal boxes. They worked, sure, but they weren't inspired. Hume's origin story is all about creating a totally new shape for heat. And what's so amazing here is the deep family heritage. I mean, this wasn't some tech startup just jumping into the wellness space. The founder, Siim Nellis, he's a third-generation stove producer. You can see the whole lineage right here. It starts with his grandfather, a skilled stove setter, then to his father. But in 2011, Siim did something totally different. He teamed up with the Estonian Academy of Arts to fuse all that deep family know-how with high-concept design. And the result? The drop heater in 2012, inspired by a single drop of water. And then boom, in 2015 it wins the super prestigious Red Dot Award. That award right there put HUUM on the global map. But here's the thing. This design isn't just for looks. Not at all. It's built on a really core engineering philosophy that the best, most authentic, most amazing heat comes from the stones, not from glowing metal. And to really get that philosophy, you have to understand this word loyally. It's the Finnish term for that gentle, soft, that enveloping steam you get when water hits hot stones. It's not some harsh blast of heat. It's considered the very soul of the sauna. And perfecting that loyally, that's HUUM's entire mission. So how do they get that perfect loyally? Well, with an absolutely insane amount of stones. I mean, look at this number, 529 pounds. That's the max stone capacity of their Hive heater. Just to put that in perspective for you, a lot of traditional heaters hold maybe 50 to 200 pounds. This massive thermal mass, it's the key to everything they do. Okay, another key number for you is the temperature. HUUM heaters are SGS certified to hit 230 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, a lot of their competitors are UL certified, and that caps them at 194 degrees. So why does this even matter? Well, because the thermostat in your sauna is usually way up near the ceiling. To get a really nice, hot 180 degrees where you're actually sitting on the bench, you often need that heater to be set a lot higher. This just gives you way more control over your actual sauna experience. So what's the big deal with all these stones? What do they actually do for you? Well, first off, they create that softer, gentler, longer-lasting steam we were just talking about. The heat radiates from this huge mass of rock, not from some red-hot metal coils, which just feels way less harsh. It's really designed to mimic the feeling you get from a traditional wood-fired sauna. And hey, some people even believe it maximizes beneficial negative ions, which they call vitamins of the air. Now, this all sounds pretty great, right? But how does it really stack up in the real world? Well, this brings us to the main event, the head-to-head battle every potential sauna buyer thinks about. HUUM versus the undisputed industry giant, Harvia. Okay, let's break this down. Vibe-wise, HUUM is the modern artist. Harvia is the Finnish workhorse. We already covered the max temp difference, 230 versus 194. Stone capacity is a huge differentiator. HUUM is way up there, from 122 to over 500 pounds, versus a more standard 50 to 200 for Harvia. But what's the trade-off? Heat up time. All those stones take longer to get hot, so HUUM is a bit slower, around 45 to 60 minutes. Price? HUUM is definitely a premium product, no doubt, while Harvia offers fantastic value. And finally, their origins. Estonia versus Finland. Two countries with incredibly deep, amazing sauna traditions. So really, it all just boils down to this. You pick HUUM for its absolutely stunning design, that superior soft steam quality, and the option for those higher temperatures. You pick Harvia for its bulletproof, proven reliability, faster heat-up times, and its budget friendliness. It's a really clear choice, and it's all based on what you care about most. But with any premium, high-performance product, we have to talk about the price of that performance. So let's just go ahead and address the elephant in the room, the online chatter you might have seen about HUUM's reliability. So what's the catch?
Well, especially with some of the earlier models, there was a reputation for burning out the heating elements. And it's really important we understand exactly why that was happening.
This quote from an experienced installer who actually tore down a failed unit, man, it paints such a vivid picture. He said, "The heating elements at the bottom looked like burnt spaghetti, warped and brittle. Yikes." This wasn't just some random failure. There was a very specific mechanical reason this was going on.
And here's the cause. Over time, the stones, especially some of the earlier types they used, would start to break down and create this fine dust. That dust, mixed with mineral scale from hard water, would fall down to the bottom and create what's been described as a concrete-like blockage. This blockage literally suffocated the heating elements. See, an element needs airflow to get rid of heat. When you bury it in insulating dust, it just gets hotter and hotter and hotter until it literally cooks itself to death. And this leads to a really fundamental shift in how you have to think about this heater. It's not a set it and forget it appliance. It's an enthusiast's heater, and that means it requires a partnership in maintenance. And this right here, this is that partnership. This is the non-negotiable secret to a long, happy life with your HUUM heater. Once a year, you do this simple service. First, and this is critical, kill the power at the circuit breaker. Let it cool down completely. Then, you take out all the stones. Get a shop vac in there and clean out all that dust and debris from the base. Finally, you inspect your stones, toss out any that are cracked, and then carefully restack the good ones, making sure to leave space for airflow. It's maybe a 30-minute chore that makes all the difference in the world. And this is the final, crucial piece of the puzzle. You have to understand that the heating elements themselves are considered consumables. Think of them like brake pads on your car. They are not covered by the warranty because they're designed to wear out over time. With proper care and that annual service we just talked about, you should expect to replace them every 3 to 5 years. It's just part of the cost of ownership for this level of performance. Okay, let's bring this all home and get to the final verdict. Listen, there is no single winner here. There was only the right heater for you. So you should choose a HUUM if design is just as important to you as performance. If you're a true enthusiast, you can really feel and appreciate the difference in that soft, authentic steam. If you see your sauna as a beautiful, integrated part of your home, not just some utility box in the corner. And most importantly, if you understand and totally accept the need for that annual maintenance partnership. On the other hand, you should probably choose a traditional heater, like a Harvia, if that set it and forget it reliability is your absolute #1 priority. If you want the fastest possible heat-up time, if your budget is a primary concern, or if your sauna is really more of a functional utility space, where function just plain trumps form. And that really just leaves us with this one last question. When you picture your ideal sauna, are you building a utility, something just to make you sweat, or are you creating a sanctuary, a space for relaxation and rejuvenation? Your answer to that single question will tell you everything you need to know.